So in 2017 to 19, we have been ranking number 1 to 3 for all these primary keywords, spending between $5,000 and $25,000 per month on SEO. Rankings deteriorated over the past 3 years. Okay, that's a pretty long time for things to deteriorate. It seems like, well, I'll just say it seems like you generally the algorithm updates have not been too kind to you. Then if it's a slow deterioration over time and you're never really bouncing back. Not updating the disavow tool for months as negative SEO is normal. Okay, so he thinks he's getting negative SEO, but he's not disavowing recently. Since October, they're doing 80 high authority guest posts a month, 50 niche edits a month, 25 PBNs a month, some diversity links every 4 months or so. Rankings are up after the December updates. I'm going to have to chop some of this off. Rankings are up after the December updates, then down after February. Sites ranking above us are crap. One competitor sending $100,000 per month for 10 plus guest posts at $5,000 to $10,000 each. Can I beat them? I wonder how you get that information about I guess he just tried to get the same links and they probably told him how much they charge. Okay, so
Maybe, yeah, that's pretty detailed info.
yeah, so he says he
Competitor.
says his competitors are crap, but they're spending a lot of money on, that's a lot of money to spend on links. Sounds like very high-end links. Putting each edits, and diversity links. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and just take a look at things. You know,
So
all right, go ahead.
just jumping in real quick, looking at the 2 year graph, as far as performance goes. I mean, quite honestly, I'd kind of say this thing has been relatively plateaued since it fell starting about 2 years ago in April 2021. And then
I mean
it
2020.
has,
Yeah, 2020.
um, well, I'm just looking at the performance graph, organic traffic. So if you just do 2 years,
I'm gonna put up a different screenshot 'cause I think this one's better. There we go.
but that's all time.
Yeah, you can just see like when it really started to fall off in 2020, they're at a really high level, over 250K traffic.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. But yeah, so for the most part, I'd say it's been plateaued. I mean, we're looking at
Very turbulent history.
15,000 to 26,000 top over the last couple of years. But then we see that there's an influx of referring domains starting around June 22, whereas that was on the decline for a while. Maybe that's where they started spending budget on backlinks. From what he said, I'd say 25 PBN links per month is too high. And then on top of that, I don't know what content strategy they've got going on, but if I look at this site, if I do site colon in Google, it's a 138 page site, or at least that's what's indexed. So relatively small site. It sounds like you're spending all the budget on links, or majority of the budget on links, and maybe not content.
hmm
Um, yeah. So
Looking at the organic traffic graph in 2.0, he's been hit by like so many core updates. He got hit in uh, April 2018, took him down
yeah,
over 50%. Then he kind of bounced back in one core up, or what is this? Yeah, he bounced back in August core update. Then let's see.
look at if you do all time and then go to metrics tab, um, or are you on metrics tab? Oh,
Um,
general instead of organic search, and compare the amount of referring domains he started getting at September 19 and how the referring domains go up in like immensely, and then his traffic just dwindles down immensely,
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like,
right? Look at that
well, I
correlation
mean, that could
there.
just be the negative SEO he's talking about as well, but
Oh yeah.
definitely something going on there, you know? It's like the links start going way up and you start going way down.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's definitely something to look into.
You want to jump into the site first, or just go into back end here?
Um, we can jump in the site real quick. I was just looking at these core updates real quick again. But yeah, then over the past, over the past, what is this, 2 years or so, it's been pretty plateaued. But
Yeah.
before that, took some, it was a lot higher and took some heavy hits. But the good news is you're not going down anymore.
Yeah, you're just kind of staying even, so we've just got to figure out what you're kind of missing out on here.
Yeah, 171 page site, nothing too crazy. Um,
Blog has interlinking going on.
Actually, what are these organic? What is the organic pages in Overview 2.0? Do you know? Because I don't think it's indexed pages.
No, one second. I mean, it must be amount of pages ranking in a certain position within organic, I'm guessing. So it's like
Yeah,
back in the day, he had almost 500 pages ranking in organic,
I'm not really
down to
sure.
48. Unless a bunch of his pages got de-indexed or they removed a bunch of content or something.
But still, like, Ahrefs, this organic pages is saying he has 59
Yeah.
now, but he's got, 170 indexed on Google, so I'm not really
Well, I
sure.
was thinking maybe like top 100 or something, like within a certain position.
Yeah, it could be.
Um,
Anyway, go ahead and check the site out.
so it looks pretty good
Uh,
overall.
it looks nice and clean.
Yeah.
I like the
It's got EAT going on, EEAT. Maybe no author pages. Let me go back to the blog. Yeah, decent interlinking going on. Yeah, I mean
EAT looks.
it's a nice looking site. Oh. I'm gonna send you something real quick.
Hmm.
And in Facebook, I'm gonna send Chris a image and see if he doesn't recognize.
I've seen the same thing on a couple other sites as well.
Yep.
It's basically a negative SEO.
Yeah.
I guess it's something you can buy somewhere because we've seen it.
Nasty.
We've seen it before. The same exact anchors. That's funny. Wonder where they're getting this one
Yeah, it's
from.
funny. It's funny that they're using the same exact anchors across everything. Like they don't switch it up or anything.
Yeah, that's so
It's like
lazy.
a footprint. So lazy. A footprint on negative SEO. It's like how hard would that be to discard if you're using the same, anchors, no matter how repugnant they
It's
are?
actually really funny though, like how lazy they are. It's like they just like
So
set something
yeah,
up a couple of years ago and just push the like
yeah,
generate button every time someone
yeah,
orders.
yeah. I wonder how much they're making selling that service. Anyhow, yeah, it's so yeah, we're seeing the negative SEO. It's blatantly obvious if you look at the anchors. Um, we've even been hit by similar stuff before, which is kind of funny.
Um,
But yeah, the
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
I was just saying, I already jumped into the anchors, so looking at that in and of itself, I'm like, oh yeah, your backlink profile is a mess. Um, and a lot of it is obvious negative SEO. But let's see. Even when I go further back, so like I go on to page 4, I'm still seeing 5 or 6 of the same long tail type of anchors.
Hmm.
Still a good amount of negative SEO mixed in there. Mm. And then if I go in and actually look at the backlinks, and I try and sort as best I can. So yeah, we got some guest posts here.
Actually not seeing much interlinking on the blog. Maybe I'll click a couple more.
Oh really? I only
Here's
clicked
some.
on a
I
couple of
guess
them,
maybe that
but
one I was on didn't have any.
yeah. So I mean, in regards to this backlink profile, yeah, it's a mess. I would maybe even consider disavowing, and then would also I'd kind of like to see, because he says he's spending a lot of money, and then a good amount is PBN. Maybe it's a hidden PBN, right? Because I'm not seeing anything pop up in Ahrefs.
Hmm.
Again, I think for a 137 page site or 170, whatever it is that's indexed, 25 PBNs a month is just overkill. I wouldn't advise doing something like that just personally.
Hmm.
Um, so, like I'm trying to find a good amount of the niche edits and guest posts that are being ordered, but
I'm just
I
looking
mean,
at
like
his
I'm
competitors real
trying to
quick.
go through this.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Number one ranker has over 1,000 indexed pages on his site.
Right, much
Let's
bigger.
see what number two has. Number two, 330, so about double the size of the site. And we'll go and look at number three. Number three actually has right about the same as him, so
Wonder what their backlink profile looks like though. Um, because yeah, this looks pretty
they have a
rough to
higher
be
DR,
honest.
DR 79.
Yeah,
These are some, this is some high competition stuff.
yeah.
He's DR
I
71.
mean,
What
yeah,
are the other guys?
9,000 referring domains, 20,000 referring domains.
DR
Yeah,
73, I think might be
9,000
the
referring domains.
one of the top rankers.
So yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a case I feel like, it's plateaued and there's reason for it. A, stay on the content train, your competitors are obviously bigger sites, more authority.
Number one, DR
And then,
71, about the same as him, but a lot bigger of a
yeah,
site.
but also how, how spammed out are they in comparison? Because I think his site is registering as what is it? What's his DR? 80 or DR 71, but it's like, I mean, it's from what I'm looking at, it's like pure spam. So, I feel like the DR here on this side is pretty heavily manipulated,
Ay, ay, ay.
right? That's what I thought when I saw the anchors. I was just like, oof. Because there's like nothing good on the first few pages. And then we're still seeing repetitions of the same kind of anchor text, even when we get into pages like 4 or 5 as we're looking through the anchors. And then if you go to backlinks, it's hard to find like actual decent guest posts or niche edits in here as you're looking through it. I see one that's obvious.
Well, there's just like so much spam to cut through.
So much, yeah. But then also, like, you don't want to see, like, if you are getting negative SEO'd and spammed out, you don't really want to see that completely overtaking your backlink profile in the backlinks page of Ahrefs. Like, you'd like to see your top stuff showing up at the top.
Wonder how
So
much of this
again,
they've
like,
disavowed. Because I think they were disavowing before. I just don't know how much they're disavowing now.
okay. But yeah, I'd be curious to see the quality of the niche edit guest posts and PBN that they're using. First off,
The anchors that actually look real looks like a lot of kind of like exact match in there as well.
yep. Yeah, there's really not much of anything that's natural about this backlink profile.
Yeah.
So, recommendations: continue on your content train. Add to this site both on page and off page, and then for off page, I would say tone down the PBNs at 25, especially if they're all hidden.
Oh
I
my
would
God.
just probably stop doing that.
I had
Quite
the text on
honestly.
the screen this whole time. Anyway,
What
keep
text?
going. Never mind.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
I almost told you to let. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. So, you know, prod with high quality links, natural anchors to the home page. See if you can't rectify this graph a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then if worst comes to worst, yeah, get a big disavow file going and just go ahead and submit it. Although, like we were talking about earlier, it, I wouldn't worry about this, especially like given the anchor text and stuff. I just like it's not a negative SEO attack that I think I'd worry about. But if you can't rectify the graph, then that's always a recourse of action. And you're not going to lose anything by doing it with this backlink profile, I don't think. But yeah, work on more authority, natural anchors, naked branded, random to the home page, and then get that content train going again. Because everything feels lopsided about this. Not only just the spam, but also, like Chris said, if you're looking at the anchors, um, yeah, it looks like you were probably going pretty heavy with exact match type anchors to enter pages too.
Yeah.
Which, if we're looking at when he crashed, it was a few years ago. Yeah, it's a lot harder to get away with stuff like that now.
So, yeah. Guess what I would say is, he talked a lot about his competitors and how much they're spending and stuff, and it's going to be hard to compete against people that are spending that kind of money on stuff. It's a lucrative niche. Um, we've
Tell
actually
you what, though, I
built some
mean,
links in this niche before as well, and there's a lot of the same kind of stuff going on. It's just very dirty, very spammy, lots of links flying around. What were you gonna say?
well, I feel like we never plug our own services, but this is one where I'm like, dude, if you took that money and spent it at Sir Links a lot, it's like you would get a ton of authority built up, especially in the form of like guest posts and niche edits, high end stuff, right?
Mm,
Um, where I feel like, you would see that resonate whenever you go to the backlink profile and start looking through stuff. versus, kind of what I said. I'm looking through it and it's all muddled in with spam, which makes me kind of question, the authority of the stuff that you're buying.
Yeah, so I mean, what I would do is just, start all your link building budget. I would just start spending on very natural links, just super
Yeah.
natural stuff. I'd probably stop the PBN, man.
Yeah.
Things aren't looking hot. We would not recommend keeping just plugging PBNs into this equation, just
Yeah. And
considering how far down you are.
if you've been doing that
What do you
for
think about
months,
disavowing those even?
I would probably go ahead and say check indexation. And my guess is you've probably been using them the same way that you've done all your other backlinking. So if you're lopsided on inner pages with PBNs using exact match anchors,
Yeah,
like it's just not a good look.
yeah,
I would probably not disavow those. I would save that as an absolute last recourse of action. I'd disavow all the spam maybe at some point in time if I can't get the graph going straight. But for now, immediate recourse of action, I'd say just natural anchors, homepage, guest post, niche edits.
yeah. Or some like
Maybe
PR
some,
stuff, some high
yeah,
end, really high end
yeah,
kind of stuff as well.
paro, yeah,
Um, and yeah, and so you talked a bunch about backlinks. You didn't really talk about content at all. Your site comes in on like the smaller end of the spectrum. So I'd
for
really
sure.
just start pumping out a lot more content on your site. You're kind of like in the social media type space. So, you're more focused on like kind of one of the platforms. You could focus on just that some more, or you could even spread around and focus on the other stuff as well. I think could end up like helping you out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
you
have to
you
be super niche down just to what you're specific on. General social media stuff
yeah.
could
And
you'll have
basically, there's like
other
an
to write
infinite
about.
amount of like articles you could write about social
Yeah.
media content. So you could really like blow up the size of the site. And so basically, like doing that, where you're starting to show Google, okay, we're like really like focusing on the website here. It looks like they are adding all these new articles, where I wonder if those published dates are right. Um,
Right.
but anyway, no, I mean, this one looks like kind of new, right? Um,
Yeah.
But anyway, keep adding content, and you can probably add a lot more than what you're currently adding. Focus on stuff like interlinking. Just make sure it's actually like good content, well optimized, all that. Um,
Yeah,
and
try and go after SERPs
yeah,
with your content.
and while you're doing that, the natural linking that me and Nick were talking about, um, yeah, I would no more PBN. Just focus on the high authority, real natural stuff, natural anchors, homepage, that kind of thing. And yeah, it'll probably take some time. How did he have any luck in this recent update?
I don't think so. I think he had some luck
Yeah,
a
looks like
couple
not
updates
really.
ago and then it downed again. Oh, our man Pete
Pizza.
back at it. I knew he wouldn't miss a show.
All right,
I
we'll
don't
go
know
ahead
if
and
you
call
saw
this
us,
one there,
but
though.
we
We
said
spent up too
hey
long on that
earlier.
one. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.